Praise the Lord.
Testing, testing. Okay, everybody sign in. Testing, testing. Okay. Okay. Hey, welcome everybody. Woo! Welcome to our fourth class for the Empowered to Serve campaign. I'm so happy that you're here tonight. Tonight's class, we're going to talk about cardiovascular health, and we're going to kick things off with a video. As you're coming in, please sign in, have a seat. And from our online audience, please just type your name in the comment section, and you can ask any questions in the comment section, and I'll definitely answer those questions for you. So whenever you're ready, Tyson, we can get started.
The primary misconceptions about women with heart disease is that they have the same symptoms that men have, which is sometimes they do. They come in with this heaviness on their chest, that elephant sitting on their chest, they're sweating, they're nauseous. But the majority of the women, they have atypical symptoms that they usually put off and they ignore because it seems like an everyday type of thing that's going on with them. They may feel more fatigued. They may feel just mildly nauseous. They may feel that they're just running out of energy at the end of the day. They may have some anxiety, some palpitations. They feel like their heart's racing, and they put that off because they feel like it's just a part of their day. They put it off for several days until finally it gets so bad that they eventually present to the hospital. But this is usually days into the presentation of the heart disease, which makes it much more difficult to treat the problem at that time. The disease has lasted a lot longer. It's more difficult as far as the type of interventions we can do, the medications that we can use. Time is muscle when it comes to the heart. So if there is a significant blockage in one of the heart arteries, that muscle hasn't had enough blood flow for a certain amount of time. So there's more damage done to the heart the longer that we wait. Once people come into the hospital, and that's usually when we see them initially, is they come in, they've had a heart attack, and then we see them in the office afterwards. And it's all about lifestyle and diet, exercise at that point. And that's the time that we have with the patient where they're almost more vulnerable. They see that something bad just happened, and that's the time that they're really open to information, and they're really open to changing their lifestyles. One of the advantages of being a female cardiologist is that women feel more comfortable, at least from what I've seen, is that women are more comfortable with a female physician. They're more comfortable asking intimate questions that they may have never asked their male physician that they've had for 20 years.
Approximately 7 million people around the world die from heart attacks every year. And cardiovascular disease, which causes heart attacks and other problems like strokes, is the world's leading killer. So what causes a heart attack? Like all muscles, the heart needs oxygen, and during a heart attack, it can't get enough. Fatty deposits, or plaques, develop on the walls of our coronary arteries. Those are the vessels that supply oxygenated blood to the heart. These plaques grow as we age, sometimes getting chunky, hardened, or inflamed. Eventually, the plaques can turn into blockages. If one of the plaques ruptures or cracks, a blood clot will form around it in minutes, and a partially closed artery can become completely blocked. Blood flow is cut off to the cardiac muscle, and the oxygen-starved cells start to die within several minutes. This is a myocardial infarction, or heart attack. Things can rapidly deteriorate in the absence of treatment. The injured muscle may not be able to pump blood as well, and its rhythm might be thrown off. In the worst-case scenario, a heart attack can cause sudden death. And how do you know that someone is having a heart attack? The most common symptom is chest pain caused by the oxygen-deprived heart muscle. Patients describe it as crushing or vice-like. It can radiate to the left arm, jaw, back, or abdomen, but it's not always as sudden and dramatic as it is in the movies. Some people experience nausea or shortness of breath. Symptoms may be less prominent in women and the elderly. For them, weakness and tiredness may be the main signal. And surprisingly, in many people, especially those with diabetes, which affects the nerves that carry pain, a heart attack may be silent. If you think that someone might be having a heart attack, the most important thing is to respond quickly. If you have access to emergency medical services, call them. They're the fastest way to get to a hospital. Taking aspirin, which thins the blood, and nitroglycerin, which opens up the artery, can help keep the heart attack from getting worse. In the emergency room, doctors can diagnose a heart attack. They commonly use an electrocardiogram to measure the heart's electrical activity, and a blood test to assess heart muscle damage. The patient is then taken to a high-tech cardiac suite, where tests are done to locate the blockages. Cardiologists can reopen the blocked artery by inflating it with a balloon in a procedure called an angioplasty. Frequently, they also insert a metal or polymer stent that will hold the artery open. More extensive blockages might require coronary artery bypass surgery. Using a piece of vein or artery from another part of the body, heart surgeons can reroute blood flow around the blockage. These procedures reestablish circulation to the cardiac muscle, restoring heart function.
What would I do if I had more time?
But prevention is vital. Genetics and lifestyle factors both affect your risk, and the good news is that you can change your lifestyle. Exercise, a healthy diet, and weight loss all lower the risk of heart attacks, whether you've had one before or not. Doctors recommend exercising a few times a week, doing both aerobic activity and strength training. A heart-healthy diet is low in sugar and saturated fats, which are both linked to heart disease. So what should you eat? Lots of fiber from vegetables, chicken and fish instead of red meat, whole grains, and nuts like walnuts and almonds all seem to be beneficial. A good diet and exercise plan can also keep your weight in a healthy range, which will lower your heart attack risk as well. And of course, medications can also help prevent heart attacks. Doctors often prescribe low-dose aspirin, for example, particularly for patients who've already had a heart attack and for those known to be at high risk. And drugs that help manage risk factors, like high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes, will make heart attacks less likely too. Heart attacks may be common, but they don't have to be inevitable. A healthy diet, avoiding tobacco use, staying fit, and enjoying plenty of sleep and lots of laughter all go a long way in making sure your body's most important muscle keeps on beating.
Okay, some good stuff, huh? All right. Okay, so Ms. Tyson, get our slides. We can start. Again, this is part of the Empower to Wellness through the American Heart Association. These are some really great classes. I'm really excited to be teaching them, and I'm hoping you guys are learning stuff. in. Okay. Okay, have faith in heart. Of course, we did our welcome. Our health lesson overview is understanding your risk and know the signs. Start your journey to better health, which you guys are all doing. Join Research Goes Red and American Heart Association's Go Red for Women movement. And then at the end, your voice matters, and then your online resources that they are offering. What is Empowered to Serve? Empowered to Serve is a movement inspiring those who are passionate about driving change through health justice in their communities. So just basically, it's like each one teach one. So you just go and tell your kids, your family members, the things that you're learning here. Go Red for Women. Go Red for Women is a platform designed to increase women's heart health awareness, serve as a catalyst for change to improve the lives of women globally. Now, for over 16 years, GRFW has provided a platform for women to come together, raise awareness, fund life-saving research, advocate for change, and improve the lives of all women everywhere. Go Red for Women has the opportunity to learn about heart disease and stroke, access the latest healthy living tips to reduce their risk and improve their overall well-being, participate in research and advocacy, share their story with others, and get involved in their local community. Some people just have classes in their homes, you can have them at the church. They just basically are getting together and just talking about issues that affect women, heart health issues. Did you know cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women, claiming the lives of 1 in 3 women? Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. CVD kills more women than all forms of cancer combined. About 4 million stroke survivors alive today are women. Over 40%, about 43% of Hispanic adult women ages 20 plus have cardiovascular disease. Wow. Cardiovascular disease claims the lives of more Black women than all forms of cancer, accidents, assaults, and Alzheimer's disease combined. Wow. The good news is 80% of cardiac events can be prevented. That's why you guys are here. Moving more, which is what you guys are doing upstairs, eating smart, and managing your blood pressure. Understand your risk. The risk factors you can control: smoking. So if you're smoking, you stop smoking. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, being overweight or obese, high blood sugar, and lack of physical activity. So what are some of the things that can cause high blood pressure? Salt, what else? Stress, overweight, okay. Okay. High cholesterol, what are some of the things that causes high cholesterol? Fatty meats, what we're eating. What are we eating? Okay, we understand. And blood sugar, high blood sugar or glucose. Too much sugar, all right. And some carbs can turns into sugar. Risk factors you can't control: age, race, ethnicity, gender, family history, and previous heart attack or stroke. That's why it's really important for us to know our family history when it comes to things like this. Understand your risk, know your numbers. That's why I was so glad that Pastor had agreed for us to be able to have nurses come in to get you guys your numbers, so at least you know your numbers going forward. And we're gonna do it again at the end of this challenge, so you'll know how you've improved. And those for those of you who couldn't get to your doctor. So your total cholesterol, your HDL, and your, do you guys know the difference between your total cholesterol, your good cholesterol, and then your bad cholesterol? No. Okay, so that's something you can research. Your good cholesterol is affected by your activity, your cardiovascular, getting the heart moving. So all your cardio activities. Bad cholesterol is basically what we're eating. So now the numbers keep changing. I think it used to be 220 a long time ago. I think it's now they want it combined under 200. And I'm sure that'll change to 180. So they just want us to get off of the medicine that helps us lower the cholesterol. So the things that you guys are doing will help with that. And also your BMI. You guys know how to check your BMI? That's your body mass index. It's your weight divided by your height. So you can find that out and they'll tell you. Or you can go and check too online. Everybody that signed up for the challenge, you can go online and it'll have your BMI. Know the warning signs. Did you know women having heart attacks may wait more than 30% longer than men from the moment they begin experiencing symptoms to the time they arrive at a hospital? Because we don't know. It's silent. Women are less likely than men to receive bystander CPR. Do you guys know why? And a lot of times people are uncomfortable, you know, with if you're top heavy, you know, to have to give the compression, so people are uncomfortable touching, you know. Female heart attack patients may have better outcomes when treated by female physicians. Do you guys know why? Just more open and you're more comfortable. You feel like they understand. Know the warning signs. Some heart attacks are sudden and intense, but most of them start slowly with mild pain or discomfort. Following are some of the signs that can mean a heart attack is happening. So this is something you guys should know. Heart attack warning signs: uncomfortable pressure, squeezing, fullness or pain in the center of your chest. Pain or discomfort in one or both arms, the back, neck, jaw, or stomach. Shortness of breath with or without chest discomfort. Other signs such as breaking out in a cold sweat, nauseous, or lightheadedness. Some of you like, I get that anyway. I didn't know that. Heart attack warning signs. As with men, women's most common heart attack symptom is chest pain or discomfort. But women are somewhat more likely than men to experience some of the other common symptoms, particularly shortness of breath, nauseous, vomiting, and back or jaw pain. Stroke warning signs. FAST. Do you guys know what that stands for? Let me hear it. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time to call 911. Sudden numbness or weakness of the face, arm or leg, especially on one side of the body. Sudden confusion or trouble speaking or understanding. Sudden trouble seeing in one or both eyes. Sudden trouble walking, dizziness or loss of balance or coordination. And sudden severe headache with no known cause. Has anyone ever witnessed a stroke before? You have, Missy? Okay. Were those some of the symptoms? Yeah. Did you know only 1 in 5 U.S. women is getting the recommended amount of physical activity under federal guidelines? Ooh, about 50 million women have hypertension. Wow. About 45% of U.S. deaths caused by heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes are due to poor dietary habits. Why do you think so many women have hypertension? Are we stressed more than the men? Yeah. Why is that?
Women allow more. Okay, that's a good one. I'm going to go with this.
Women care more?
I would say women allow more to get to them. I guess certain things men may look over, a woman tend to take that.
You guys agree? Yeah. Men have responsibilities too, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Fidelity of it. Okay.
Women are juggling more because a man has responsibility, but mostly it consists of paying the bills and going to work. Women have the responsibility of taking care of the house, taking care of the children, balancing the
Work.
That was 50 years ago.
Okay, so what is it now? Okay, so what is it now? Let's bring it up to 2020.
That was 50 years ago.
So let's bring it up to 20.
When a man just brought home the bacon and a woman just
She cooked it, huh?
that was 50 years.
Okay. About, again, 45% of U.S. deaths caused by heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes are due to poor dietary habits. That's why American Heart Association has launched the Journey to Better Health. Of course, you know this program provides you the opportunity to learn to move, which is what you guys are doing, eat smart, and manage your blood pressure. By joining Research Goes Red, you can choose to contribute through clinical research, surveys, focus groups, and more. And you can host stuff in your house, teas, and you might think that's kind of corny, but it's, back, I know when I was raised, we used to have do people still eat at the dinner table anymore? Like the family? That's when we had, that's when a lot of that stuff came up. And you kind of share the information with your family. Be the first to know when studies matching your preferences open. Test new technologies to help shape the future of disease management and care. By joining Research Goes Red, you can get exclusive access to updates, thought leaders, and community events. Ultimately, learn about your health, your own health, and help improve your health for all. And you can join projectbaseline.com for more information. Okay, let's one more video.
What would I do if I had more time?
Wow.
If I had more time, I'd call my grandma back. I miss her.
I'd go straight to the studio and dance my little heart out.
I would take up the guitar again because I have always wanted to be a rock star.
I would love to spend more time laughing.
I'd empower women to move.
I would do more of what I want to do and less of what I have to do.
If I had more time, I'd give it all to her.
If I had more time.
If I had more time.
If I had more time.
In 2008, at the age of 37, I suffered a heart attack. And I never saw it coming.
At 10, I was diagnosed with dilated cardiomyopathy. And at 22, I had a heart transplant.
Thanks to research funded by the American Heart Association,
so many of us have been given more time.
More time with our families, more time with our dreams, and more time to accomplish the things that cardiovascular disease tried to take from us.
And we're not going anywhere.
Okay.
I believe this is happening largely because of the dark green leafy vegetables being, just removed from the diet. I just don't remember. My mom had 12 sisters and brothers, and they were all smokers, and they were healthy as ox. I mean, that's what killed them eventually. But that's really it that did it. It wasn't but we always had collard greens, turnips, all that. And just to add to this, because my young cousin, 20-something years old, went in the hospital just this past weekend. And what it was about is his large intestines, there was, it wasn't being cleaned out.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, if more dark green leafy vegetables were going through there,
fiber.
It's a natural cleanse.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting you would bring that up because my parents are from the South, and cigarettes is what killed my mother. But they ate like real butter and lard and right. But my dad, I can remember getting into an argument with him because I was a Diet Pepsi drinker. And he was like, what are you drinking that stuff for? He has his own garden in the back. He just recently stopped having his own garden. And they both were just very thin, And so I had to work at being thin, but they were just naturally thin. But they ate, my mother and father, but they didn't eat, what I noticed, they didn't go to like McDonald's or fast food. They didn't do any of that. They did not do, he's still to this day, he's like, I might go and have, but if he goes, he was hungry. They just never ate, so they never had the high blood pressure and all that. So like you said, a lot of the processed foods is what's, taking us out. And when you're putting foods into your body that your system doesn't recognize, it doesn't know what to do with it. So it's just stored there. It's foreign. It's like an enemy. Which is why a lot of times, you see with coronavirus, all this stuff that's just spreading, our bodies are just not strong enough to fight a lot of that stuff off. And like I tell people, I'm like, man, I don't, because I personally don't get the flu shot. I've always just, if I get sick, just eat healthy and just drink, and it goes away. And I tell people that, I'm like, if you just, take care of your body, your natural tempo, you won't have to worry about taking all these medications, but it's just doing the work, putting the work in. But you're right. It's a matter of the green leafy vegetables and just eating a balance. But my parents, they ate real, when I started bringing turkey, but they used to eat ground beef, pigs. They would slaughter the pigs. He was all, grew up in the South, so that's what they did. The chickens, that's how I know how they take the chickens and break the neck. And so that's how they ate, and they never had weight issues at all, ever. So you're correct. Okay, any other questions before we wrap up? Mm-hmm. Okay, by signing up to GoRedForWomen.org, you're uniting with the mission to prevent heart disease and stroke in women. You're making a commitment to stand together and take charge of your own heart health and that of others. And I understand that it's difficult too, God. You can't say anything to people. But like when I was growing up, people would say stuff to you like, if you had a bunch of junk food, how would you try da-da-da? Or you just, maybe if I had a pick in my hair or something, people would say something to encourage and love. Now it's very difficult to say things to people because people are funny acting with their children. But if we can just, in love to each other, be like, how about, and then do something, to encourage each other, especially our kids, because that's all they know was the sugar and the diabetes at such a young age. We don't give our kids a chance. They have these heart issues. Mm-hmm. You wanted to say something? Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Okay, well then that's it. Thank you for joining me tonight. Again, make sure you sign in. Pastor, you have anything you want to add? Oh, Weight Watchers is in the Sunday school class. So when you leave here, you just go over to the educational building and go in the side door, and she's in the first classroom or the second classroom on the right-hand side waiting for you. Okay, so you can sign in for online audience, sign in online, and let me know that you showed up tonight, and we're good to go. Thank you. Sign in the comment section online. And if you have any questions, see me. So what you'll do is stroll all the way to the bottom. Stroll all the way to the bottom, and it'll have comments, and you just type your name. Okay. Thank you, pretty mama.